Hey, it's Mark Lynn here with your video thought for the day. So this week, I'm looking at some of my favorite Psalms. I love Psalm 114, okay? I mean, obviously, there are 150 Psalms. If I didn't like it, it wouldn't make the week of my favorite Psalms. But I want to underscore, I really like this Psalm. I like it for a bunch of different reasons. I like it because it weaves in a little bit of Israel's history. I like it because it weaves in God specifically in that history. I like it because it brings it contemporary to the author's time. And I like it because it speaks into our time. But you want to know the truth? One of the reasons I think I like it the most is it smack talks. There are a few passages in the Bible that are just smack talk. I assume you know what smack talk is. If you ever are an NBA fan or many different sports, but especially the NBA, you're familiar with smack talk. It's just where you're talking smack. You're not disrespecting someone, but you're basically putting smack talk out there. I don't know how better to describe it. So let's get into this smack-talking psalm and see if it doesn't become one of your favorites. It starts out in the rooted history of the nation of Israel and the people of Judah. It says, when Israel went out from Egypt, the house of Judah, or Jacob actually it says, the house of Jacob, from a people of a strange language, that was the Egyptians. So it's referencing that exodus of Israel, the house of Jacob, the people of Jacob. It's referencing the exodus of them from Egypt. It says, Judah became God's sanctuary, your sanctuary. Israel became God's dominion, his dominion. In other words, God dwelled in a special way with the people of Judah and the people of Israel. Now, let's keep going. So we've got that. And then it references the parting of the Red Sea and the parting of the Jordan River, which happened when the people of Israel went into the Promised Land. So the parting of the Red Sea was as they left Egypt. The parting of the Jordan was as they entered the Promised Land some 40 years later. So, but look how it says it. It doesn't say simply, hey, the Red Sea parted and the Jordan parted for the Israelites to pass through. No, it turns into smack talk. It says, the sea looked, like the sea was watching the children of Israel flee the Egyptians. The sea looked and fled. The sea wasn't simply parted, it fled from the children of Israel. And then for the Jordan, it says, the Jordan turned back. Now, that's what happened historically as the people entered the Promised Land. And once the people entered the Promised Land and they went into the hill country, those are some of the toughest tribes to defeat. Think of it's still true today. I mean, America is leaving Afghanistan because, like the Russians for a decade plus before us, it's just really hard to defeat mountain tribes that know their mountains, they know their valleys, they know their places to hide. Really tough. And yet Israel defeats the mountain tribes by the hand of God. So it adds the mountains skipped like rams, the hills like lambs. Now the smack talk gets more intense. The psalmist says, what ails you, O sea, that you flee? O Jordan, that you turn back? O mountains, that you skip like rams? O hills, like lambs? You know, what's your problem? What are you afraid of? And then the punch. Tremble, O earth, at the presence of the Lord. God is on the move. And it's not simply the Jordan, and it's not simply the Red Sea. It's not simply the hills of Judah. It's the entire earth where God is on the move. And all should tremble at the presence of the Lord, because his presence is everywhere. All should tremble at the God of Jacob, who turned the rock into a pool of water, as he did with the Israelites. Moses speaks to the rock or hits the rock and the rock becomes water for them. He turns the flint into a spring of water. That's the God we worship. A God not just of survival for us, but a God of blessing, of security, of provision, and everyone should tremble at the power and the might and the concern of the ever-present God. You got problems in your life today? Recite Psalm 114 over those problems and let them skip like rams before the presence of our God. Another psalm tomorrow. God bless you.